the big story coming out of this whole series and the way we're going to remember it is the Steph Curry. I'm putting myself on the map in a real way. I have to be mentioned along with the legends. Stop putting asterisks next to me. I'm one of the great players in the history of the league. And his 3 Boston games were fantastic. He had 31, 43, and 34 in the 3 at Boston games. And over again was just torturing the crowd. That 32-footer he hit in the third quarter was out of control.
It is always something. I was glad I was here for both moral support and for athletic support. I'm an athletic supporter for you. The seeing him make, like, you can't believe how long the ball is in the air. That's the thing when you see it in person.
Yeah, you hadn't seen this in this version of Steph, right?
I mean, I've seen him. I've seen Golden State. I've been lucky enough to see them, a couple times a year.
But not this 2022 playoffs version.
No, definitely not. No, this is my first playoffs game of the entire finals. So and what it does morale wise in terms of inspiring his own team, the bench loses its mind.
You were close to the bench, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that bench was all standing. They had all the owners next to the bench and they were just all going nuts.
Like the bench guys, some of them on the end will go running down the tunnel sometimes when he starts launching like that. And, so that's one element of it. Like, it inspires his team. It demoralizes the Celtics. But
and the crowd.
He also has a sense of now, like, I need to take over a little bit. I need to assert myself.
Things are slipping away. I need to do something here.
Yeah. What you expect out of the great ones.
And that's the thing. It's so rare for a guard to be this good. Because usually when you see somebody put their imprint on a series like that, it's usually either it's a center or it's like a LeBron Durant type of forward who can either get to the rim and post up and just kind of overpower you a little bit. He overpowers you from the air. It's like air assault.
I like this. Is there any comp to Isaiah Thomas?
I mean, he's so much better. I think he's so much.
I understand. It's a different era. It's not really fair to compare.
The way when Isaiah could take over and you felt helpless.
That's what I'm thinking of. And a little guy, not a huge guy.
I think what makes him special and just the experience of rooting against him, which I'm going to need like psychotherapy this summer about. He's just always lingering in a different way. Like Giannis was like this in round 2, where Giannis was just the shark from Jaws, and you just always had to remember he was around, and he was just kind of swimming around the ocean. He'd block shots and get rebounds and do different things. Steph, you can look up and it's like, Steph's not really having, and then all of a sudden he has like 22 in the third quarter. And you're like, wait, how did he get to 22?
The aspect of his arsenal that is so powerful is the ability to get to the rim.
Right.
Do you have an answer for why they put poor Al Horford out on an island like that in the fourth quarter?
I think they'd run out of ideas. The Warriors were just getting whatever switches. You saw the one time in the fourth quarter, the Celtics were trying to get a stop and they sent a second guy at him and led to a Wiggins 3 in the corner. The Warriors they had solved the geometry of the series. They were like, we can get Steph on any of your guys. He can get to the basket anytime he wants. He's available from 30 feet to just hit a 3 to demoralize you anytime he wants. It was a loud 30. He finished with 34. It was a loud 34. Loud.
MVP.
Yeah.
What you'd expect. It felt right.
He hit 31 threes in the series. He moved up my pantheon.
Okay. Where is he now?
He was 16.
Yep.
Last year I put him in. I think he's in the top 10 for me now.
That was a question. I arrived tonight wondering. We had a long walk back from the TD Ameritrade Bank Garden. What do they call it? Whatever his name is. Me and Nate, had a little conversation. Is Steph in the top 10 now?
I think he is.
Wow.
I have him leapfrogging. I had him behind the following 6 guys that I think he is now leapfrogged. The great Moses Malone.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
God bless Shaq.
Yeah.
But the flaw with him was those last 4 minutes in a close game. It was still an issue, but I mean, we're talking, this is hallowed ground we're hitting.
Yes.
This hurts. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Wow.
I think he passed him. Wow. Because I think the the added thing of how he just changed how basketball was played and he changed the geometry of the sport itself, I feel like has to factor in if we're talking Pantheon. None of these guys changed basketball. They didn't change how we thought about it, considered it, the whole thing, and he did it.
He's the best expression of how basketball changed. Do you think he changed basketball?
I do.
I think the league changed.
But I think the league changed partly because of the stuff he was doing. He was the first one. He was fucking Neil Armstrong.
Okay.
Nobody was doing shit like that before. People were hitting threes, but not like this. Not where.
Well, the league.
Remember Barkley for years talking about you can't win just shooting jump shots, and he fucking won. He's won 4 titles now. They've won 4 titles in 8 years.
Six visits to the finals in 8 years too.
So I got him passing Robertson and West, and then Durant. Because Durant never did this. You can't put Durant ahead of Curry. Durant never was decidedly the best player in a team that was built around him. He had the chance in 2016. He didn't deliver. He had the chance in 2020, in 2021, and this year he didn't deliver.
I have a serious case of recency bias when it comes to Kevin Durant. I can't unsee him being stopped in the fourth quarter by Al Horford.
Well, but it's year 15. It's year 15 in his career at that point.
I mean, it's tough. It's just tough.
So
Legacy, he chose, and they got swept, and that's it. You can't erase that.
So I think the argument now is Curry versus Kobe, and I have Kobe 9 and Curry 10.
Okay,
and I think that is now a legitimate argument because you're
fair.
talking about Michael Jordan's the best guard of all time. Magic Johnson is the best guard, second best guard of all time. That's your backcourt. And then who's your guard off the bench on the all-time team? Is it Kobe or it's Steph? I personally just like the stuff, if I'm thinking all-time, wine bottle, all that stuff, I just like the stuff Steph brings to the table more than the Kobe piece. But, Kobe back-to-back finals MVPs. He won 5 titles. Steph's got 4. But now Kobe's in play. He could pass Kobe with 1 more.
He could pass Kobe with 1 more. I want to give Kobe a little respect for that force of will. What we've done, what we've learned legacy-wise, and when we don't see it in players, young players,
and we'll get to
young players that want to mimic Kobe,
the
force of will is something that really will always distinguish Kobe.